Imagine a global digital gold mine that automatically speeds up or slows down, so that new gold is always discovered at exactly the same rate, no matter if thousands of new miners join or half the world suddenly quits. That's not science fiction. That's Bitcoin's difficulty adjustment mechanism, the hidden genius that keeps the entire network ticking like clockwork. Today, we're diving deep into how this ingenious algorithm works, why it matters, and how it was completely new when Satoshi invented it. Stick around. By the end, you'll understand why this single feature makes Bitcoin truly decentralized and unstoppable.
First, a quick refresher on mining. Every 10 minutes or so, Bitcoin miners race to solve a cryptographic challenge. They take the previous block's data, plus a random number called a nonce, run it through the SHA-256 hash function, and hope the result is smaller than a special range of numbers called the target. Think of it like a lottery, where the winning ticket must start with a ridiculous number of zeros. The smaller the target, the harder it is to win. That hardness is what we call difficulty. Right now, Bitcoin's difficulty is around 80 trillion, meaning miners have to try roughly 80 trillion hashes on average before they find a valid nonce for their candidate block. Without any adjustment, if more powerful computers join the network, blocks would start flying out every few seconds. If miners leave, the network could grind to a halt. Bitcoin fixes this automatically. Every 2016 blocks, roughly 2 weeks, the network looks back at how long it actually took to mine those blocks and adjusts the difficulty so the next 2016 blocks will again average exactly 10 minutes each. Here's the exact math, but don't worry, it's simpler than it looks. The network calculates expected time equals 2016 blocks times 600 seconds, which is 1,209,600 seconds, or about 14 days. Then it measures actual time using the timestamps on the blocks. New target equals old target times actual time divided by expected time, because difficulty is just the maximum possible target divided by the current target. When the target shrinks, difficulty goes up, and vice versa. There's also a safety clamp. Difficulty can never jump more than 4 times or drop below 1/4 in a single adjustment, preventing crazy swings. Real example on screen. Suppose the last 2016 blocks took only 10 days instead of 14. Actual time divided by expected time is roughly 0.714, so the target shrinks by 28.6%, and difficulty jumps up by about 40%. Suddenly it's harder to mine, blocks slow back down to 10 minutes, and everything stabilizes. The genius is that no central coordinator is involved. The code running on every node agrees on the new difficulty automatically. This mechanism has massive real-world consequences. First, it keeps Bitcoin's monetary policy rock solid. New Bitcoins are issued with every block. Currently 3.125 BTC plus fees, and the schedule stays fixed. Only 21 million coins, ever. Without difficulty adjustment, faster computers would flood the market with new coins ahead of schedule. The algorithm guarantees the issuance timeline stays perfectly on track. Second, it makes the network self-healing and incredibly secure. More hash power equals higher difficulty, which means a more expensive 51% attack. The most dramatic proof came in 2021. China banned Bitcoin mining, and roughly 50% of the world's hash rate vanished almost overnight. Blocks started taking 20 to 30 minutes. The network looked broken. But at the very next difficulty adjustment, difficulty dropped by 28%, the biggest single drop in Bitcoin history. Within weeks, the remaining miners, mostly in the US, Kazakhstan, and elsewhere, were back to 10-minute blocks. No emergency meeting, no bailout. The network simply adjusted and kept going. That resilience is why Bitcoin has never missed a single block in 17 years. Surprisingly, nothing exactly like this existed before Bitcoin. The closest ancestor is Adam Back's Hashcash from 1997. It used proof of work to fight email spam. Your computer had to solve a small puzzle before sending an email. Servers could raise or lower the difficulty, but it was manual and per server. No global automatic retargeting. Then there's Nick Szabo's BitGold in 1998. People solved computational puzzles to create scarce digital tokens. Szabo even thought about making puzzles harder over time, but there was no automatic, timestamp-driven algorithm that kept new gold appearing at a constant rate. Satoshi took these ideas, combined them with a public blockchain, and added the periodic difficulty adjustment that enforces a perfect monetary clock. That was the breakthrough. Bitcoin's difficulty adjustment is the unsung hero that turns raw computing power into predictable digital scarcity. It keeps blocks coming every 10 minutes, protects the 21 million coin cap, and lets the network survive bans, booms, and crashes without anyone in charge. It's one of the reasons Bitcoin has become the most secure and reliable decentralized system ever built. If you enjoyed this deep dive, smash that like button, subscribe for more Bitcoin explainers, and drop a comment. What other Bitcoin mechanisms do you want explained next? Thanks for watching. See you in the next video. Isn't it time you learned more about Bitcoin?